it simple, made it loud, to be sung by everyone, sing out in the crowd. Now you know, I'm such a sucker sometimes, gotta make up my mind. Will I leave or will I stay? Picture things hopefully to make a dream reality. I can't let go and I will not break. So what am I supposed to do to get my foot to go through? Change my style, change my sound. I won't give it so easily. I'm always staying true to me. I'm not giving up, not now. You wanna hear a song? You wanna hear a song, you know.
Today is Make Music Day. People are going to be playing music all over the world. And right here in Clarendon, you can come and hear great groups all during the day.
We are going to be playing music non-stop on 2 stages from 11 until 9 tonight. And the really wonderful feature that I want you to come out and see is that we are going to be having a global jam for peace. Peace and unity through music is such an important mission, and we can do it.
So what we're doing here at the Global Jam for Peace and Make Music Day 2018 is we are bringing all the people, all the musicians, all the different instruments together at the same time to share their talents for free with the public.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Anders Thues, and I am the host of Songpo Radio here at Arlington Independent Media on WERA FM 96.7 if you have a radio in your local. This year we had a chance to invite a number of organizations to participate in a first-time event for Arlington and Clarendon called Make Music Day. We're going to invite some of those activists and artists and advocates and nonprofits to the program to talk about their experience and to share some of the footage that was taken by the producers here at Arlington Independent Media. Just to give you a little bit of background about Make Music Day. Make Music Day started in 1982 in Marseille, France, and the government of France decided that they would like to set aside a holiday each year to just to make music and free music, and wherever it is, whether mountaintops or shops or streets, wherever. And this little event in France grew into an event that now, 36 years later, presents in 120 countries and almost 800 cities. So for the Washington, D.C. area to finally adapt this after 36 years is almost in itself kind of funny and important. Certainly in this year, 2018, it's very important that we as people get together and spend some time enjoying each other's company, community, and music. So join us as we go through and present the artists and activists who created Make Music Day 2018 here in Arlington, Virginia.
If you leave me, baby, say you won't be back.
Among the many groups that we invited to Make Music Day in Clarendon was the Archie Edwards Blues Heritage Foundation.
On me, baby. Take out some insurance on me, baby. 'Cause if you ever say goodbye, I'm gonna haul right off and die.
A fellow by the name of Willie LaBelle is the president, the current president. This is a nonprofit created by Archie Edwards in his barbershop in nearby Maryland. That day, Jeff Seals, Donna Fletcher, Skip Casal performed on our small stage, and on the big stage, we were proud to have Jim Land, Dale Rollersberger, Willie LaBeal, Doc Altman, Bob Ricklick, and Dave Jackson perform many of the Piedmont blues, the acoustic blues that Archie Edwards represents.
Well, it took my baby, and it won't be back again. All right, play it out, boys.
Hey, I'm Jim Ebert, and I am the founder of Cancer Can Rock. I'm also a 17-year brain cancer survivor. I started this foundation to help musicians with aggressive cancer come into a recording studio and record a song and a video for their family, their friends, something permanent for them to have. It's a very simple foundation. All the money goes right into producing videos and music for people that are sick. That's it, cancercanrock.org. Thank you.
As I put the music together for Make Music Day, I thought about the times of day and the importance of the kind of artists that would be representing those times. So I chose Happy Hour as a time for the improvisational jam artists from DC to step up to the stage and make music in Clarendon. And through a number of referrals and friends, I came on Kevin Pons. And Kevin is here today to talk about his effort that day and the opportunity to get on stage with a bunch of other advocates for improvisational music here in DC. Kevin, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you guys, how that came about and what you guys did that day?
The DMV music scene is really, really rich with different improvisational music. You know, for us, we come from Epicure Cafe. Our jam is called Jam Monday, and it occurs every Monday at 9 p.m. in Epicure in Fairfax.
Maybe unravel a little bit of what happened on that stage. Who were the players? And
So from my crew, we basically have the whole entire house band, which was Cliff Blum on guitars, Haley Peters on bass, and JR Drums on JR Drums. I always do that. That's JR Franks on drums. He'll probably get a kick out of that. But
you could have said J.R. Franks on drums on Franks.
Exactly. Right? Yeah, I've done that before on stage, and it's really funny. But yeah, so and we also had from our crew we had DJ Nocturnal Wax, who does the Platinum Radio London like broadcast every Thursday morning at 9, and he was playing, he was DJing, you know, in between the sets. And then we had some people from the Alt Jam, like Steven Biver from the Alt and on guitars, and we also had Rick Hodes on drums, who did a phenomenal job because we had a power outage.
Yes, that's right. We had a power outage, and he did an extended drum solo.
That was like 7 minutes. That was incredible.
Wow.
But yeah, we had a bunch of musicians from each one of the jams, and basically we kind of created our own little all-star jam, if you will. I was very, very happy to be included in that.
Yeah, it's great. It was great to have you and all the other jam hosts involved in our event, and we're looking forward to many, many more for years ahead. So thanks again.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I was so happy with that.
All right, everybody, give it up for Alvin and Derek of Los Ciegos del Barrio!
We opened Make Music Day with a band from New York brought to us by Brandon Charles, who is our guest here on the show, named Los Ciegos del Barrio. We want to thank Brandon for his efforts, certainly on in AIM and WERA, working with handicapped individuals. Am I saying that right, Brandon? Or?
Yeah, everyone has their preference. It's, you know, people with disabilities, whatever, you know, it's just really about empowerment.
Yes. Well, I so appreciated you bringing Los Ciegos out. They're a band of Latin artists from New York who are all sight impaired, correct?
Yes, they are all blind. That's 2 out of the 4 members of the band, and Los Ciegos del Barrio actually translates to blind boys in a neighborhood, which kind of started out a little bit as a joke in their 20s, but then it became sort of a mission statement representing that you can really rise to your expectations.
Oh, that's fabulous. Well, there's a lot of credit that needs to go to you for bringing these important artists to the fore here in our media, in our studios. And I can't thank you enough for that.
Yeah, definitely. It's really wonderful. You know, it's amazing what power we have today with leveraging all these tools like social media. Alvin is someone I just kind of was joking around with in various groups, and then I had him on the show several times, and you know, I listened to his band, and this opportunity came up, and you told me about this event, and I said they would be perfect for it.
We're joined by Ted Zook from Heterodyne, an improvisational music project that we invited to do our noon hour at Make Music Day this year. Ted, welcome to our little docudrama of Make Music Day 2018.
I'll try to keep the drama out of it, but
yeah. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the performance that day and the performers?
It was a bit of a surprise. The co-founder of Heterodyne, Maria Shushuk, who lives up on the other side of Baltimore, couldn't make it down for that day. So fortunately, Doug Hallmeyer, who often performs with us on bass, was able to make it, and we're able to combine efforts with Kamyar Arsani. I think it's an Iranian, plays traditional frame drums and sings and recites poetry, and he's a very inspiring person with whom to perform. I've seen him perform in a number of contexts where he's always been welcomed and added a great deal to the evening. It's the first time the 3 of us had ever played together. There was no score, no rehearsal, all improvised extemporaneously on the spot. And even though it rained a little bit, that didn't dampen our enthusiasm. It was a wonderful afternoon, and thanks for documenting it with the video, because we try to record all of our performances for free download. but I didn't have my machine set up right, so I couldn't use it. So.
Okay, so there is no free download for that performance?
No, there isn't. Unfortunately, it was a gift to the muse, but you captured.
I did on
part of it.
Periscope.
Yes. So, I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, for those watching, you'll be able to find that on Periscope at Song Poets on Twitter.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So that was. I'm very happy you invited us. It's an event that I was largely unaware of its provenance, its deep roots around the world. I think it's a wonderful concept for everybody.
Yeah.
Makes music. Everybody has music in them. Often they're in various levels of denial, but
that's true.
That's true. Should never stop anybody from making music, and participating in Make Music Day provides really an excuse for people to come forward. And you get to meet people you otherwise wouldn't meet. Los Ciegos del Barrio from up in New York City.
Yeah.
I had never heard of them, and indeed I didn't, while I speak Spanish, and realized that some of them were not cited. I was surprised to learn that they are all unsighted.
Yes, yes.
They did very well. They
Yeah,
really did.
outstanding.
Great people.
All right. Thank you, Ted.
You're very welcome, Andrews.
We have all them dark days gone. Those good times just keep burning on.
We're joined in the studio by Alex Perez. You're known as the open mic host from IOTA, which is our former favorite place here in Arlington. Tell us a little bit about what you're up to and what made Make Music Day an important event for you.
Well, I've really loved Make Music Day. It was so special to have one of our, well, I guess 3 of our main supporters from the IOTA and now Roadside Grill open mic night. Andrew Espy, Fife of Feel Free, huge supporter of the IOTA open mic and Roadside Grill. And Joe Mays of Chief Flow, his band came and performed, and all wonderful, incredible musicians. And of course, Luke James was kind of like, I guess, our feature, our guest feature for the Make Music Day, and he was just a delight and wonderful.
So this next song is called Last First Kiss. It's a song I wrote about first kiss I had with my wife. It's gonna come out tomorrow. Hope you guys can check it out. And my name's Luke James Schaefer. I got some cards if you want to say hi after. Got 2 more songs probably for you, something like that. The song's called Last First Kiss. And then we stopped under that dim street light, pulled you close and looked in your eyes. You and me had all changed that night. It was the last first kiss of both of our lives. We stood still as the rain came down, and time had slowed in this tiny town.
I'm with this band, Feel Free. This is a song called What a Time. Unfortunately, I wrote it during prettier times. I don't know if I write the same song if I wrote it today.
I was asked to produce Make Music Day events, and we came up with the idea, why not try Clarendon for a mass appeal event? You were one of the first people that I thought of, that, you know, this is the community that we're doing this particular event in, and these are the artists who are advocates and activists in that community, and that's why I invited you among others to join us that day. And I appreciate you having come out, and
Sure.
For all of you viewers, I hope you get a chance to go to one of Alex's open mics, and if you go to one, you're going to go to all. So thanks so much for coming out and speaking for your segment of Make Music Day. We're here with Jay Keating from the Songwriters Association of Washington to talk about the important role that they played in Make Music Day here in Arlington, Clarendon. Jay, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me, Anders. And
Yeah.
thanks for putting together, that was such a great event, to be part of the Anchor Make Music Day event. It was really fun for Saw and for all of the people I brought.
Well, hopefully we've seduced your organization to want to do many more.
I'm afraid, now I'm getting the weekly requests. When is that going to happen again?
Is that right?
Yeah, no,
Well,
really.
It's simple. It's one date. It's June 21st, happens every year.
I have to say, on top of being really fun, it was so well run, and that I know you get a lot of the credit for that. You put together such a tight, really well run event. That two-stage load 'em and go routine kept the day really moving really nicely.
Yeah. The important thing in Make Music Day is obviously to make music.
Yeah.
So nobody wants dead air.
Yeah.
As a result of having done this, we were able to create a Make Music Day Northern Virginia.
Uh-huh.
So we will have an organization that will represent Northern Virginia and DC next year.
Yeah.
So real excited about that. So certainly now Saw gets to be in two places at once, as opposed to
We have the personnel.
one.
We do have the
which
personnel.
is great. Yeah, I mean, my goal for 2019 is to open up 2, if not 3 other communities.
Yeah.
And increase the number of performances available to the artists who
Yeah.
would like to perform. And not so much in a full-blown manner that we did it in Clarendon, which we will do again. But the other part of my thought process, and we certainly didn't have enough time this year, was to create as many small venues within Clarendon as we possibly could,
Yeah.
so that the artists that were performing on a main stage in the center of town had other opportunities throughout the day,
play through the day.
to go and play at the barber shop, or go play on the porch of a restaurant, or in the common area of a make work place
Yeah.
across the street, for instance. Why don't you let the audience know who played that day
Okay.
in Make Music Day?
I invited Jeff Karn to pick one of his bands. Jeff Karn is an amazing mandolin player, and he's been in, he's in about 5 or 6 bands, and he sits in with more all the time. And he has a band with, and I'm going to have to go to my notes. We're going, I phoned a friend here, because with Dan Kenny, who I actually know, he's come and played at some of the open stages that Saw has, but I've only met him once or twice. They came, and they have an original Americana band called From the Dirt.
And this is a dream about angels. It's called The Day I Hit the Ground. My love, spread wings with me. The sky's your favorite hue. Been afraid to call you, afraid of all the hurt.
Michelle Murray, who has been in local music I've known her for 25, so let's say at least 25 years. We don't want to date each other. And she is another person who's Jeff Karn played with her. She's in 2 of his bands, and or vice versa. And she does mostly folk and country bluegrass. She has she's been sort of leaning towards the country bluegrass with her band No Part of Nothing.
Will you take me back again? Is it too late to see that I
felt so right. Won't you let me come back home, home to you tonight?
Of the many people that we had for Make Music Day in Clarendon, one of the most important and the individual who introduced Make Music Day to DC in general is Gregory Hammond, and we're happy to have him with us here today. Greg, it was great to have you guys here in Clarendon to support Make Music Day and to kind of bring that whole concept to Clarendon. Can you tell us a little bit about how you found Make Music Day and how it evolved to become part of your stable of events that you do every year?
Yeah, I'd like to say thank you for all the effort. I mean, you put in an amazing amount of work, and that was tremendous for me and what I'm trying to do with Make Music Day. To bring Make Music Day to Washington, D.C. Was something that I started in 2015, and I heard about it. I heard that people playing in the streets and filling the streets with free performance of music, and I thought, wow, that's got to happen here. I'd been working with guitar players and musicians doing a jam session at Meridian Hill Park, and that had been going for a while, and I thought, let's expand it. And they already had a platform. Make Music Day has been going for such a long time.
Was it something that just kind of came across your radar, or how did you?
A fellow musician had approached me. We'd done some different work together. He'd supported some of the music going on in my charity work that I've done. Mm-hmm. And he said, have you seen this Make Music Day? And I said, I think I've heard of that. And he said, well, let's see if we can do something. We had our first year, and it was small, but we had almost 80 different musicians participating in locations all through the metropolitan Washington, D.C. area. This was our third year.
Yeah, so in the second year, you took it to the Sylvan Theater, I believe, right?
Yep, Sylvan Theater. We had
National Mall.
Yeah, that was for the big global jam element of it. We brought in musicians. We had our mass appeal events going on there at the Washington Monument. But we also had the tradition of the Make Music Day, where musicians were all over at different locations that are non-traditional, not your usual place that musicians have, perform, or places that have music,
Hopefully, well before we're gone, we'll see more and more people know that it exists.
Yep, and one of the things that we've talked about, which I think is really important for people to know, is that our dedication to the local musicians in Washington, D.C. is to make sure that when they're doing these free performances, it's free for the public, but they're not having to perform for free. So many of our Washington, D.C. musicians perform for free. They give and give and give and give, and the jam sessions are where you see that in all of the different groups that have participated, the Saw and Archie Edwards, and so many different groups of musicians here always give, right? And what we've talked about is making sure that they get paid, and that's part of doing the nonprofit element of Make Music Day.
So you started this nonprofit move to turn Make Music Day DC into a nonprofit, correct?
Right, we're in the middle of the paperwork. We'll have some of our first meetings, and we'll be underway in time for the upcoming Make Music events. We'll have, for Make Music Day in the Washington, D.C. area, we'll have events coming up. We will have an mid-October event with a youth peace group, and then also in December, the winter solstice. That's when Make Music Day, 120 countries, over 800 cities participate in the Make Music Day event, and that's the reason to tie together the power of music. It's a universal language. Everybody understands music. They know what it feels like, right? They know how it makes them feel, and we love music,
All right. Well, good. We'll look forward to many, many more Make Music Days,
Yes.
and for events that are in one way, shape, or form associated with Global Jam for Peace.
Yep.
Thanks for coming in and speaking for our event and for your future events. Thanks, Greg.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right.